Welcome to Sinister Heroes. I'm your host, Danny Iniquitous. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, this is a channel about Dungeons and Dragons where we try and take a darker tone with everything we do here. So if you like edgy kind of content, definitely hit that like and subscribe button. A big thank you to our Patreon supporters. We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. What you do is amazing. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon supporter, the link is in the description. Supporting us on Patreon definitely helps the channel a lot. It helps us moving forward and helps us keep making newer content and keeping up to date and doing the best we can to get content regularly coming out. Also, if you're interested there is a game that we are part of every Wednesday night. It's live streamed over at Critical Failures. The link to that is also in the description. With all that out of the way, we're going to talk about the worst possible species in all of Planescape and probably D&D, the Siren. Oh boy, is this bad. I don't normally dislike species for mechanical purposes a lot. It's very rare that I do. I think this is absolutely horrible. There's just so many better options. Don't just I mean, I'm sorry if you like sirens. Maybe there's something that you guys see that I don't. But when I think siren, I think of those mythical creatures that sing songs that cause sailors and pirates to fall in love with them and to get crash onto rocks and whatever, and so that way they can feast on their souls or whatever. If you ever saw What We Do in the Shadows, there's an awesome episode about a siren. This kind of fits in very well with that siren, and though I love them in that show, it's not particularly my favorite here, just to be upfront. Sirens have a lot of flavor text. I'm going to read it because maybe it might give you a better idea than currently what I have in my mind. Sirens are at home along the waters of storm-wrecked sea. They settle on rocky coasts and remote islands, and ever on floating piles of kelp. Sirens are mercurial creatures who can turn in an instant from lonely to repulsed, and from desirous to hateful, from welcoming to irritated, from loving to murderous, and then back again. They are fascinated with ships and enjoy toying with them. One siren might call out to a passing crew for company, only to capriciously draw the ship into an entangled mass of kelp. Other might lure a vessel onto jagged rocks so as to study the wreckage and learn more about the strange contraption. But as the number of brazen coalition ships passing through siren-controlled waters has increased over the years, a growing number of sirens have decided to satisfy their curiosity by taking positions on ship crews, including, in at least one case, the position of captain. Sirens are humanoid creatures with bird-like features. Their long, slender arms extend into powerful wings that easily carry their light frames into the air. Their fingers are bear-shaped claws that are nimble enough to wield weapons and perform fine manipulation. The crest of feathery plumage start between their eyes and cover the backs of their heads. So, it's a cool description. I like the idea, but it very quickly gets very strange because I'm thinking of a real bear claw, like the size of my head, kind of a bear claw at the end of like an arm. That being said, that's just one of those things that I read and I get that image in my mind. Let's get into their features and you'll see what I'm talking about. First and foremost, your charisma score is increased by 2. That's it. Most sirens lean towards chaotic alignment, cherishing the freedom and independence that comes from joining a pirate crew or a regular sailor crew. They like that freedom to do what they like. And again, based on how their emotions kind of sway like a pendulum from one side to another, they do not need to be cool-headed, so it kind of favors that chaotic mindset. Sirens stand about 5 to 6 feet tall, but their bodies are slender and their bones are partially hollow to facilitate your flight. Your size is medium. You have a base walking speed of 25 feet. You have a flying speed of 30 feet, but you can't use your flying speed when you're wearing medium or heavy armor. If your campaign uses the variant rule for encumbrance, you can't use your flying speed if you're encumbered. You can read, write, and speak Common and Siren. Here's the one unique ability you get that is the only other thing that you get as a siren. You know the Friend's cantrip and can cast it without material components. Now, the Friend's cantrip, for the duration of a minute, You have advantage on charisma checks directed at one creature of your choice that isn't hostile towards you. When the spell ends, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence its mood and becomes hostile towards you. A creature prone to violence might attack you. Another creature might seek retribution in other ways, depending on the nature of your interaction with it. I get why they chose that cantrip, because it does kind of facilitate what would happen if you encountered a real siren and then that charm wore off. That being said, it is a significantly better cantrip in Baldur's Gate 3 than it is in D&D, unless you have a familiar that you turn into a tiny spider, in which case you can keep the concentration up by using your familiar ability to cast touch spells through it. Oh wait, nope, never mind. It's a it's just, it doesn't work that way. The range is self and you have to talk to someone. So strike that. I must be thinking of something else. But that's it. This is what makes a siren. And it's so bad. Especially considering how many things fly in Planescape, first off. And then second off, everything that flies in normal D&D. I can't understand why you would pick a race that only gives you a +2 to 1 ability score and not an additional +1 and just flight and the friends cantrip. You could just be a draconic bloodline sorcerer and have all of those. And then not impact your character whatsoever. And I don't normally do this, but it is so bad. The siren is just terrible. It was clearly no one cared. They kind of just threw it in to fill a page, it feels like. It is so bad. There's nothing to it. In Planescape specifically, which is not a normal D&D setting, so definitely talk to your DMs before trying to put any of those species into play. But this is bad. There's so many species in Planescape that can fly already and give you so much more than just this blatant waste of time. I'm sorry, sirens should be cool. Sirens should be incredibly dangerous and hypnotic and prone to charming anything and being that evil trap setting kind of mythical creature, but instead we got the friends cantrip. I'm so sorry about that. But if you made it all the way to the video, definitely hit like and subscribe, even though this was one of those videos where it's just like, wow, this is terrible. But thank you if you made it this far. Big thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you're interested in becoming a Patreon supporter, the link is in the description. And thank you so much. We love you guys who do support the channel. What you do is amazing, especially to help keep us coming forward and keeping a good routine and getting as many of these videos out as we can. And a big thank you to our friends over at Critical Failures, where we're part of a live stream game. The link to both is in the description. The live stream game is Wednesday nights. And thank you for giving a spooky kid a chance.